Hello Tenno, and welcome to Warframe Academy, a series where I explain to you what each Warframe values most when it comes to build crafting. Starting with Warframe's true embodiment of a space ninja, Ash, the high damage assassin frame. Ash can be a bit of a complex frame, especially for newer players picking him up for the very first time, because depending on your personal playstyle and skill level, your personal build might value having more duration versus strength, or more strength versus duration. However, what is almost universally true for the vast majority of Ash builds that I've seen and played with is the fact that you usually do not want to have negative efficiency, however you do normally want to have negative range. The reason for this is that only one of Ash's baseline abilities, Shuriken, his first ability, actually cares about range on any significant level. But this is also the ability that the vast majority of Ash builds are going to subsume over, because without its augment, it doesn't really serve any kind of functionality to the rest of his toolkit. Conversely, when it comes to efficiency, because Ash is a caster frame, and has relatively low duration on all of his abilities, we need to make sure that we aren't draining too much of our energy for each individual cast, especially so when it comes to his fourth ability, Bladestorm, which will drain energy dependent on the number of targets you mark with the ability. That means for the vast majority of builds, we are immediately ruling out Blind Rage as a way of increasing our power strength because of its negative impact to our efficiency, in favor of something like Transient Fortitude. And because Ash normally values having much higher duration over range, that immediately puts Narrow-Minded as a top tier mod option. Additionally, because a large aspect of Ash's entire toolkit is centered around mercy and finisher kills, covert lethality and finishing touch on the Shadow Clone Pseudo Exalted is also an immediate top tier pick. And because Ash is going to be playing the majority of any mission invisible, it also means Arcane Crepuscular is a top tier arcane option. When it comes to scoring our frame, depending on how much investment each ability score should have, we measure that in Sprodlings. One Sprodling is equivalent to around 50 points. So, for Ash, I would score 4 to 5 Sprodlings for duration, 2 Sprodlings for efficiency, 1 Sprodling for range, and 4 to 5 Sprodlings for ability strength. If you enjoy my content and want to continue seeing more of it, a like, share, or comment would be much appreciated, as that helps the algorithm. And if you are so inclined, you can support me further on Patreon for as little as $1 a month. That allows me to continue to make the content that you enjoy. However, never do so unless you are financially stable. And with all that out of the way, I hope you have an absolutely amazing day, Tenno, and I'll see you next time.